hard-hitting legend, really great defense on the other side. Hideaway, really high strength and like solid defense, so they're both trying to hit really hard.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a team that's been theorized, I think, for a while, especially when Kaina and Loras won BCX with this team comp. But now we see Teros, Kaya, and this is kind of like the new kids on the block, which is what Futurebubble and Marckiemoo are too. They're coming in here, and they got 4th at max mode. So I'm saying they're new, but they've consistently placed very well at the in-person events. Get some nice action going here with Hideaway getting a hammer recovery on Marckiemoo. We've got to be very careful. It's cool seeing Marckiemoo on a different legend than Mordex, especially the cannon. He gets to be a little bit more aggressive. But right now, the red team's stifling those plans very well. Hideaway hitting Futurebubble very hard there.
Yeah, I really feel like so far, at least super early in the game, but we've seen a lot of work coming out from Hideaway on this one. There's the sidelight into the D-Sig option coming out from Marckiemoo, not just going the standard sidelight side air route or sidelight backdash secondary sidelight. So great work from him to get the first stock. And the neutral air there from Hideaway.
I like these right now. Very like concise and KOing combos are the name of the game in 2s. You can get, there's time to get fancy. Right now there's no time for that. You want to find your KOs as quick as possible. Marckiemoo had to read, made it, and the red team doing very similarly with the downlight into recovery to get a knockout as well. And we got Zen taking the point here with the bow. Gets disarmed though, so all of a sudden now the blue team having a chance to get some damage. No, they stack on top. We get a recovery from Marckiemoo. Not enough to KO the very high defense Kaya.
Yeah, Marckiemoo's now hit 2 individual recoveries onto Zen while he's been damaged, but not damaged enough to get the KO off the top here on Fortress of Lions.
Futurebubble landing
finally getting it.
Really nice recovery from Marckiemoo, covering where Futurebubble's Nair didn't. If you land in the corner versus bow, you get hit with a side air, so he trusted it, saying, I'm going to cover the platform with a recovery. Very smart. And then getting a recovery onto Marckiemoo, puts Marckiemoo in a bad spot, lands back on the stage. Hideaway jumping around, looking for that, but gets a GC and like into the ground pound. Is it enough? Yes, it is, and Hideaway gets caught as well. Marckiemoo on the cannon finds a double KO.
Huge, using those 45-degree angles that he knows so well with those cannon dares over from the site that he's been so good on and built his career on top of, bringing it over here into the double space, doing a great work over there, completely changing the trajectory of this game.
Futurebubble holding on as he knows how to do well. As I say that, the D-Light in Decider does find its connection with Hideaway on the hammer. It gets real scary. Marckiemoo playing very evasively, waiting for Futurebubble. I like the aggression. Weapon pickup, GC sidelight, get some space for Marckiemoo to get the juggles going. Hideaway puts Marckiemoo in a bad spot off the stage, but Futurebubble, I like the movement. He's not stacked on top of Marckiemoo smothering his own teammate. He's getting active, which is important.
Ooh, you know me. Anytime I'm playing a game, I love getting active.
Absolutely. 9-Dex Rax player moment.
Yes,
for sure.
Sir.
Hitting the buttons.
Yes, sir. You know I'm pressing buttons. I'm here to press some dang buttons for my friends.
That's what Futurebubble and Marckiemoo embody. The two friends hitting buttons in a good way. Downlight into Nair. Zen getting sent high, sending Marckiemoo high as well. Sweat beats, but he's able to land there. Futurebubble GC side sig doesn't get interrupted. Zen going for the same thing, but gets punished by the unarmed down sig. And now Futurebubble has the anti-air with the Enlight.
Can't believe it's able to reach up there, but it feels like that platform was built to be caught.
D-Light side air. Zen putting the blue team on watch here. You have to respect the wall pressure. He gets off the wall though. Marckiemoo with the Enlight. Is it enough? It's not, but Futurebubble gets it down. Okay, that's enough. Yeah,
he wasn't able to find a hit onto Marckiemoo there. You saw Marckiemoo, like he started, like he wanted to attack and like actually fully get the stock there, and then he realized, okay, I better just sidestep and get away from all of this so he doesn't get like an unarmed Nair or something like that to then get the chase dodge up and survive at least a little bit longer on this stock. Dude, look at that. The GC Enlight, the ground pound. Hideaway trying to look the other direction. The attempt at the GC D-Light to hit his teammate up as far as he could to maybe give him a little bit of room to get back to the stage, but then the follow-up ground pound right after that from Marckiemoo. That changed everything. That GC side signature that you called out earlier, even that side heavy that Marckiemoo just hit. You saw him getting out of the way. Then once he saw his opponent was falling down off the screen and it was going to be over, he started side airing back to the main stage. Great gameplay from Marckiemoo and Futurebubble.
That's exactly what they bring to the table. I mean, Marckiemoo having that X factor, but also Futurebubble being a very strong player, being very consistent, holding on to stocks, doing what needs to be done on that Kaya pick. Right now, Marckiemoo and Futurebubble getting the worst of this damage rate as Hideaway is hitting buttons on the axe. The sidelights are popping the blue team up, and the blue team find no landing. The downlight gets hit, and Futurebubble gets hit with another side air. So does Marckiemoo, and the red team have such a strong spot. A landing side air from Zen sends Futurebubble off stage. Marckiemoo having to go off stage, but gets hit with the ground pound. Futurebubble, can you make it back to the wall? Yes, you do, but they lose a stock on on Marckiemoo for their troubles.
It was going to be really tough for the red team if they ended up sending Marckiemoo over there, not getting a KO off of it. That lends itself to Marckiemoo saving Futurebubble and him getting back, but at least they still got Marckiemoo out of it, so it's not a total loss whatsoever. Still could have them in a really good spot here, putting a lot of pressure onto this great ground pound for Marckiemoo. Going to split up the red team. They have to regroup on the main stage, giving Marckiemoo room. And here comes Futurebubble. A little bit of team damage, not a huge deal because he also put out a lot of damage on both members of red.
Yeah, GC Enlight definitely was supposed to be a GC downlight, but the classic Spear player, misexecution, but no big deal for the blue team. Looking to get back in this game. Zen getting the recovery onto Marckiemoo. Marckiemoo with a GC downlight goes for the sider to try to flip or split the red team apart. Can't find an option to do so. Downlight into air will find the KO. Zen getting the side sig, though, on Marckiemoo, and all of a sudden the red team's lead continues to grow here.
Dude, I love watching Zen's bow. He has such a clean bow. I love his inlights that he's using to cover himself, kind of like the way people used to use sword inlight as well, as just that little defensive option to turn around inlight. I love to see that from Zen.
Sidelight from Hideaway.
He does it every time. He's going to throw out a move and then throw out a covering inlight.
It's a good option, especially when you're trying to jump away from bow, specifically when they're landing on the ground or using the grounded moves. Then, like, great anti-air tool. Sidelight into Nair. Zen trying to go for that new kind of stuff on the Teros Kaya, going for spear pogos to continue the pressure. Nice KO there onto Futurebubble, though, puts the blue team on their last stock apiece.
Hideaway in with a nice lead here. There's the sidelight. Are they going to get this confirmed edgeguard here? No. Marckiemoo just kind of chasing Hideaway back. He really wasn't anywhere near, so he couldn't threaten with too much. Didn't want to throw the weapon either and disarm himself. He's just kind of off to the side, kind of doing a whole lot of nothing here for the past 15 seconds.
Downlight into nothing. Marckiemoo finding a signature onto Hideaway, and now Zen having to fight in the 2v1. The N-Sig doesn't connect, and the blue team both miss signatures the wrong way. Zen gets disarmed in the process. Futurebubble sidelight into Marckiemoo's unarmed Nair. Doesn't find anywhere close to a KO. Zen putting himself off stage with that haymaker. We all get back to the stage, but Marckiemoo comes out on top with that recovery.
Hideaway, you see him instantly go to the soft platform to move himself off of the main stage, get away from blue team, and then instantly jumping and recovering to put as much space as possible between him and this blue team while Zen is respawning back in, hoping for the weapon spot. Great Nair, going to split up blue. Marckiemoo has to play defensively. He's so damaged.
Wow.
So does Futurebubble. He has to do without a weapon. Now picking up the spear. There's the sidelight. Okay, great recovery from Zen.
Okay, Futurebubble, I like the end lights here to kind of keep both of the red team members at bay. But this is definitely a tough call here, avoiding the D-light, but gets hit with the end-light anyway.
Same thing
Hideaway,
again.
some team damage. The Nair gets him off, but it's not too great here. Okay, wait a minute. Now Hideaway getting sent off stage. Zen gets the punish, though, after the side air lag, and the red team take game number 2.
That's going to be Zen doing 679 damage there, splitting the KOs right down the middle for this team. So good, like, division of labor coming out. Hideaway has, like, the big bombs that he's dropping. Zen is, you know, maybe attacking a little bit more often, doing some more of that damage, but, like, the big KOs are also coming from him as well.
Yep.
So really great work from this team. Great synergy that they have between the two of them, and that's, like, that's everything you expect to know from a team as good as Zen and Hideaway, especially from a player like Zen.
Yeah, and it gets scary with a team like Hideaway and Zen because the more they warm up in a set, the scarier they get. Their execution starts getting a lot better. What we're seeing Zen do, for example, when he's on the spear, is he's going for down airs to continue a juggle state where basically Hideaway is free to keep hitting nairs and D-lights and sidelights that do so much damage because you don't have enough time to set up a 0 to KO. And if your teammate tries to knock you out of that pogo situation, they get caught in it too. I really like this new kind of style where obviously Teros and Kai is very seen, but they're putting their own spin on it, which is exciting to see. You see Kaina and Loris play it quite differently if you watch it. We get into game number 3, though, back to Small Fortress of Lions, and same picks from both teams. We'll see if the blue team or the red team get the set advantage here.
Now, I'm glad you brought up Zen's spear because I brought up the bow, and he actually did more damage on his spear that game by, like, over 100 points of damage. So, like, a noticeable amount more damage on the spear coming out from Zen, who, like, we know his Wushang from the past, right?
Exactly.
Like, he has such a deadly Wushang.
It's crazy that somehow the bow is kind of the KOing tool for Zen. I find a lot of times we see Zen kind of close out those KOs in that sense. We see Marckiemoo try to close out a stock onto Hideaway there. The sidelight into recovery gets dodged through. Marckiemoo getting caught between both red team members. The red team try to find some reprieve on the soft platform, get hit with a Nair, and some team damage puts Futurebubble in that spot.
Dude, we're seeing, like, so many of the same things coming out from both Kaya players here. They were doing the blender, like, at the exact same time. I think they both got a hit and then, like, chase dodge forward and up at the exact same time. So it seems like the two Kaya players are playing this legend very similarly at similar times.
It's such a great legend in twos for kind of picking your spots very well, using the movement and kind of disrupting or assisting.
Oh, that was so good.
Big signature connection onto Hideaway, but Zen continued to fight on his first stock with a lot of these landing siders. The end light into the side stick will close out the stock. The blue team even up the stocks, but not quite the damage. Can you find something on Hideaway? You get some nice damage in the juggle, but Zen's back to the stage looking to support his teammate on the land here.
There was Marckiemoo looking for the classic double side light cannon option. Does hit the end light turnaround, but he gets punished for it. Sent over to the edge. That gives plenty of time for the main advantage against Futurebubble. Do they get the KO off the top? Not just yet.
The damage is slowly building up, and Hideaway hitting his own teammate in that as well, and somehow Marckiemoo getting caught by a Teros signature. Something you don't want to get hit in no matter what game mode you're playing in Brawlhalla. The down air comes out onto Futurebubble. Futurebubble fights back with off the wall with the side airs, goes for the blender, but gets hit with the D-Light side air on the whiff punish, and Marckiemoo continues to fight, but it's looking harder and harder for the blue team to get back in this game.
Dude, the Teros is just so scary. Every single time you get hit, it's so okay. Fantastic read there with the side light into the GC side light, same direction. And again, Futurebubble, this is one of the reasons people love to play Kaya in this game mode. The neutral signature is like so good as a follow-up tool. It's so simple, it's so easy, and if you just drill it every single time, you're gonna have so much success.
Okay, we see both the red and the blue team kind of trade that juggle position underneath that soft platform. Zen going for the downer there onto Marckiemoo, almost gets punished with the ground pump and makes it back. Hideaway is swinging on the axe, and the end sig comes out from Zen as well. The downer hits Futurebubble. Marckiemoo looking to give his teammate some reprieve there, but the blue team slowly bleeding out here. The downlight hits both the teammate and Zen, so it doesn't go for the full combo. Just waiting for that next big hit here. There it is, that's the cider. That gives you to find the KO onto Marckiemoo.
Charging that one up, but he pulls out of it. Okay, there's the neutral signature, splitting up the red team, sending Hideaway flying. Not enough to get the KO. He would have loved to have that there. Oh, this is so scary. I can't believe Zen didn't find the down air.
Fighting off the wall with the side air, a similar spot to where Futurebubble found himself in. Has to avoid the signature kit and the grounded moves from Kaya. They will lead into KOs at this point. Side air doesn't find a KO either. Teros barely holds on, and the rising nair from the wall puts an end to the chances potentially here as Futurebubble is unarmed.
Wow. I can't believe that didn't KO. That's Kaya defense.
Oh, we avoided, but Futurebubble, yeah, there we go. And like into the side air to close it out for Zen and Zen and Hideaway. I mean, that's just crazy that both of the KOing tools did not KO the Teros.
I thought that the game was potentially going to be thrown away because Zen missed the inlight because he went with a dash inlight instead of just an inlight, so he went past his opponent. But I don't think the inlight would have KO'd there because like the spear recovery that hit after that didn't KO. So I don't think that ultimately mattered towards the end of the game, but they are able to clutch it out right in the end, putting themselves up 2-1 in this game against Marckiemoo and Futurebubble.
Yeah, it was such a good try, but it really does kind of suck when you get two basically should be your stocks, but because of whatever reason, like I think one of them went from coast to coast, so like the N-Sig didn't KO on the Kaya Spear and the side air not KOing, such a big deal for your momentum, but the blue team will look to try to reset that and get into or force a game number 5 versus this team. Or is that game 2?
That was game 3.
That was game 3. Okay,
yes.
I'm not mistaken. So this is game 4 now.
Yes.
Nair comes out, and Marckiemoo getting a big string, gets the GCN light. You're gone. I can't even think about the set count right now because Marckiemoo saying, let's go to game 5.
Yeah,
the ground pound doesn't hit, but man, Marckiemoo with a clip on the cannon.
That's a very big way to open. We saw an Onyx-based game with an early KO like that last game, but it was on the Onyx, and that was Snowy.
Yeah.
Now it's Marckiemoo, the Onyx player, actually doing it.
Okay, we get a little bit of team damage on the Zen there. Marckiemoo going for that deep down light, and Hideaway realizing I kind of got to give my teammate some help here. Side air coming out. We recover back to the wall here. The blue team getting caught in the Zen signature kit. The end light comes out. The side air as well. No conversion into that signature. Leaves both blue team members holding on to the right wall here.
Oh,
wow.
If he would have kept going with that, he would have hit. The iframes would have been gone from Marckiemoo. He pulled out of it too early.
Side air comes in. Marckiemoo with a chance to pick up a weapon. Zen realizing Marckiemoo wants the recovery. Goes for the ground pound there off of Futurebubble. Side air doesn't find the combo, and that landing there barely done enough to KO from Hideaway. Marckiemoo, okay, gets a nair onto Hideaway. Hideaway in a bad spot there. Has to recover very hastily, going towards your teammate, hoping your teammate can give you some safety. And it works out in that sense. The recovery into the nair, but Futurebubble didn't hit the nair.
Oh, wow. Hitting in all 3 members on the board aside from himself there with that neutral air. Now, one thing I just thought of in my brain as I'm seeing Marckiemoo play gauntlets is I haven't really felt like his gauntlets have made the biggest impact in the game. I feel like when he's been making big money moves, it's been on the cannon.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's kind of difficult versus Teros and Kaya sometimes, I think. A lot of the gauntlet play, you get interrupted very quickly. Kaya is very good at kind of causing problems for string weapons in twos. Okay, yeah, Futurebubble tries to play point for Marckiemoo there and gets caught by a
Nice, he does it again.
Yeah, it works. It doesn't KO that time, though, so Hideaway kind of thinking he's lucky stars in that sense. Downlight hits your own teammate, but no conversion from the blue team. Futurebubble in a bad spot. Down air into GC sidelight, and Hideaway somehow gets sent off stage by Marckiemoo with the Nair as well to KO off the top, and the blue team come out of a very bad spot with potentially a stock lead now, looking for this KO onto Zen.
Yeah, Marckiemoo was searching for the KO off the top with the neutral air. Zen was able to land, and he's able to keep the stock up at least a little bit longer. Oof. Hits the D-Sig, and the person behind him to punish him was Hideaway, so that was exactly what he wanted. Otherwise, we're going to have a, uh-oh, he's right behind me, isn't he, type moment.
Nice movement, and Hideaway's looking for this hammer KO, but his own teammate there, he tries to go for the scoop to interrupt Futurebubble's signature. Didn't find it, though. Now the red team both on their last stock. Marckiemoo looking to prove Sparky wrong with some action on the gauntlets. I'm all for it as well. I love gauntlets, but there it doesn't work out. You go for the recovery, you get dodged through, Zen gets the KO. Maybe you are onto something.
Dude, I was just really worried about him chasing after Hideaway like that when Hideaway's like above him, because I was just worried about like, okay, he's just got to time the hammer dare right, and like you're gonna be in trouble, brother. You're all the way up there when you were super damaged.
Dash up Nair. Marckiemoo getting anti-air. Futurebubble looking to slow it down a little bit. Gets hit with the weapon toss, but the Accent Light doesn't connect. And Marckiemoo getting something going, but knocking him towards Futurebubble. Futurebubble dropped. Marckiemoo dropped the pressure there, and Futurebubble gets hit with the side air, swinging a little bit prematurely. And now the red team. I mean, this is the one person in North America that you do not want to be facing in a 2v1. If you make it a 1v1, Marckiemoo should win it, of course. So we'll see. Hideaway avoiding that side air there, looking to avoid any of these KOing options from the Onyx, and he has a plethora of them, but we'll see if you can find anything.
I think his move choices are going to be super limited because like Inlight's a huge one, right? But you're going to be stuck for the initial hit and then like the second hit on that, as opposed to like a down air, which is what he's mostly been engaging with.
Marckiemoo looking to pick up the gauntlets, a superior weapon that's splitting up and being a little bit more elusive on hit. The movement so far, the red team are going to weapon starve Marckiemoo. Dodge downwards into the stage. Marckiemoo going for the haymaker, looking to force the game 5 off of a read, but can't find it there. Marckiemoo having a dip low, gets the recovery, but Zen gets it there with the downlight side air. Is it enough? No, it's not. Marckiemoo with one more chance. Hideaway missing it, but Zen taps it in. GC downlight into ground pound unarmed, and the red team take the set. It got real scary, though.
Dude, I was going to say, if they don't get this edge guard, this is a 100% should lead to a KO edge guard. If they don't get this, that is them dropping this game 100%. It would be their fault.
Absolutely. We saw a lot of good things. I mean, it's crazy that that's how the game started off, and the red team still won.
Yeah.
The longevity of both of their players holding on to